Hey everyone, in the previous video we learned how to create a simple proof using Workfront Fusion. In this video we'll see how we can create an advanced proof using Workfront Fusion. Okay, an advanced proof is nothing but a proof which has an approval workflow attached to it, or in other words, workflow template attached to it, right? So that can be an advanced proof. So let's try how to do this. Okay, so the approach that we are going to take is to do this manually using the user interface, and then we'll capture the network traffic and we'll try to understand how the API is being called, and we'll try to replicate the same thing in Workfront Fusion. Okay, so that's the approach that we're going to take. Okay, so let's try to replicate it manually, right? Let's do that manually basically. So how do we do that manually? Let's say create. So let's try to do it in this particular document. So let's say create proof. So you have two options here. Let's say advanced proof. Okay. Now let's say I would like to select automated workflow here. Okay. And then I'll select a workflow template here. So let's select test ribbon template here. Okay. And let's try, and there are two stages here, right? That's fine. And then let's say create proof, right? Before that, let's try to capture the network traffic so that I can understand the API calls, right, behind the scenes, right? So let's say F12, okay, and let's try to create proof. Okay, let's try to create proof here. Okay, you can see that, this is the API call, right? This is what I would like to see. Okay, this is the API call that I would like to see here, the proof. Okay, so let's see, it's doing something here. Is it created? Is generating, basically it's generating the proofs. Let's wait for it to be completed, and let's try to analyze the API call that I think it's created here. So let's click on it. Okay, let's try to, okay, you can see that it is actually calling the create proof from document version action. And then it's doing a put method basically, and then it's calling it using the document version ID, and you have some advanced proofing options, right? So let's try to copy that somewhere. So I'm just going to copy the advanced proofing option. So that's what we need basically. The advanced proofing option is what we need basically, right? Let's copy that. Okay, and let's push it into a notepad. Okay, I'm doing that in the background. So let's do that here. New file, JSON. Okay, so I'm just copying it in a notepad here. Okay, perfect. So I copied the JSON into a notepad. So basically the advanced proofing option. So we'll need that in Workfront Fusion. So let's try now. Let's try to configure Workfront Fusion here. Okay, so let's bring back the window here. So let's go to Workfront Fusion here. Okay, let's try to add a module. Okay, so let's choose module, and let's say um, let's go with Workfront module, and then I think miscellaneous action. That's what we would need. So it's taking a bit of time. Let's see that. Okay, just type Workfront. Okay, and then let's say Adobe Workfront, and then let's go for MISC action. Okay, and we're going to use. Okay, let's change the connection. Basically, let's change it to the right connection here. Okay, let's bring it back here, and let's say record type should be document. Okay, and then the action should be um, create proof. Okay, create proof. Yeah, this should be the action. Okay, and then and then um, then and then the ID should be the document ID, right? So let's go and get the document ID here. Uh, So the document ID is basically, um, it can be taken from the URL, right? It is the first GUID from the URL. So I'm just taking that. Document ID is here. Now the second GUID from the URL is the document version ID. Okay, so let's copy that as well here. Let's paste it here. And the advanced proofing options, I think I copied it from the network trace. Okay, it's here. So I think it's fine, right? So I got the network trace here. Um, okay, I think something is messed up here. Okay, so I didn't copy the JSON properly, so I just copied it properly. So let's try to paste it. Everything is fine. So I got the proofing, advanced proofing options here. So let's click on OK there. Let's try to save this. Okay, now let's try to run this. Okay, hopefully it should work now. Okay, let's see that. Okay, we got an error. What is the error? The existing proof is either in process of being generated. Okay, I cannot do this. Okay, that's because the proof is already generated. So let's try on another document here. So let's go back to this particular project and let's go to another document. So this we were trying to um, generate a proof out of this document, but this is already generated. The proof is already generated for this document. So let's try to create proof for this document. Okay, so let's go to document details. Let's try to copy the document ID here. Document ID should be this. Okay, and let's try to get the document version ID, which is the second GUID from the URL. So this is a document version ID here. Let's try to control V here. Let's click on OK there. Okay, now let's try to save it. Hopefully it should work now. Here it is. It's doing something. Yeah, it's working fine now. So let's try to refresh it. Okay, so let's try to refresh this one. So right now you can see create proof. It's not created as yet. So now if I refresh it, hopefully this should change to open proof. That means it is already created. Yeah, here we go. Is the proof is created. Now let's try to open the proof here and let's try to examine the workflow, or in other words the approvals here. um, yeah, perfect. The proof is open. Now let's try to examine the workflow. So we have stage 1 and then stage 2. Perfect, everything is fine now. So this is how you create an advanced proof with an approval workflow attached to it. I hope this is useful. Have a great day.